Okay, these are our Soleus Slouches, or just our slouches. Soleus Slouches because we're really working the calf muscle really hard here. And what we're doing is this leg has all the weight in it. This back leg is just for balance, okay? So if I asked you to take the foot off, there should be no real change. You know you're not having all of your weight on this side is if I ask you to take this leg off and you have to really lean way over, that means you weren't 90% of your weight on this, okay? Second thing for positioning, so again, all your weight's on there, don't overcomplicate it, is I want your feet a little narrow. I don't want to see a big wide base of support. So keep the feet narrow while you're doing it. And they're called slouches. That's the setup. They're called slouches because that's what we're doing. We're slouching. So we have the chin go to our chest, right? We're slouching. We're rounding the back the whole way down, really kind of almost reaching with the fingertips until our fingers get there, and then we're going to push on the way up and reverse it, staying slouched on the way up as much as possible as well, okay? Mistake people make with this is as they go down, as they're slouching down, we start to squat too much. That's a different exercise. That's not what we want. That knee just stays a little bent as we're going down, and we're reaching down, really letting the back round it the whole time. If anything, we're getting a big stretch through the glutes and the hamstrings a bit, but when we don't want the knee to straighten up, we don't want the squat. So whatever knee bend you start with, which is just a little bit at the beginning, it just stays there the whole time as we go down. And then when you're down here, make sure the head's relaxed, you're slouched, knees not super bent or super straight. I want you to push with your foot for a solid 2 seconds. 1,000, pushing the foot into the ground hard. 2, 1,000, and then you come up, keeping that push on the foot. This exercise is a lot of things, but what I want the intention in our brain, what we're really focusing on, is teaching the body and learning how to push with our foot. When people do things, they use their hips a lot, their backs a lot, which is not necessarily a bad thing to use one of those, but we're trying to reteach the body to use the feet better to leverage for our pushing. Whether you're doing squats or deadlifts or running, the foot is obviously the anchor on the ground, right? So that's where we generate power from and strength from. And then that power and strength traverses and goes up to our hips to allow that to express strength. But this stuff won't work as well if our foot isn't really pushing into the ground. So that's what we're really doing here. That's one of the things we're trying to teach your body to do. So we slouch all the way down. Fingertips get there. I'm not bent. I'm not straight. Everything's slouched. I'm going to push my foot into the ground. Ideally, I'm going to push my big toe, the inner part of the foot, into the ground. Okay? Push 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then push on the way up. Okay? Those are slouch